Michael Wilkes. Sam Lacavera. And Gary Thayer. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, that's a spirit. Obviously, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Browns Morning Brew. You can tell we're all hopped up on caffeine here this morning, this beautiful Saturday morning. I like the bark right off the rip. That was great. Thank you, Gary. It's better than what we saw before the show started. But we're gonna today we're gonna get into what do the Browns have to do to beat these Titans tomorrow? The 1-11 team against the 3-9 team. Is it even possible? That's to be cool. We're going to talk about that today. But if you guys are into betting, here's a spread for it's Cleveland -4. The money line is Cleveland -208, and the over under is 34. That's I wonder if these teams are really going to score 34 points combined. It's going to be interesting to see this happen.
I think that's historically they have scored 34 points combined together. Historically,
since like 1970.
Yeah.
Back in the Oiler days.
Yeah. It's like with Earl Campbell.
Yeah. But everybody, before we get into it, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. That helps us out a bunch. We appreciate everybody that watches and listens and follows. And we're going to get into some facts here. But before we do that, how's your guys' weekend going so far?
Not bad.
That's been great. Go ahead, Sam.
No, we're good. Just we're not bad. I actually had off on Friday. Boss said stay home. Weather because of the extreme cold temperatures. So I had Friday off, and we're getting into Saturday morning. Looking forward to watching Ohio State tonight.
The Ohio State
tonight, and I might step out to go Christmas shopping, which I'm not looking forward to. Got to keep it honest.
So you're not an online Christmas shopper?
I should be. I think that's going to be what's happening from here on out. So
better way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Don't go to those stores. I do everything online for my Christmas shopping now, dude. You won't catch me out in the stores around people.
Yeah, I'm not big on that, but
outside. How about that?
Yeah, you won't catch me outside. Because if you do, you'll end up catching me like I'll be. The only way I guess I'm like Diddy is that I'll be like, I need a shower. It's that sanitizer. You catch me around people.
Right.
You guys watch any of that Diddy documentary?
No, not yet. I saw it last night on Netflix, but I did not watch it.
It's wild.
I heard.
It's wild. I don't know how they got. I know we're Browns here, man. But for anybody that's listening to this or watching this, yeah, it's a must see. If you grew up in the 90s at all, or if you've lived at all in the last 35 years, it is definitely a must see. How they got the footage that they got is I don't know.
Was that I thought, did 50 Cent make that? 50 Cent? I thought he was trying to work on something like that. I thought
it's what he was working on.
Okay, all right.
It's definitely the one he was working on. He's trying
to bury that dude.
He consider this the burial.
Okay, I might now see you got me in tight. I'm gonna have to check that out. All right.
And there's nothing specifically in here that you're gonna learn that you didn't already know. It's just a confirmation of just like
visual. You see
it's visual. Oh. Yeah, it's visual confirmation of just like everything that you thought you knew is.
Is that why Bishop said it's good to pay your videographer, or that's why you should pay your videographer?
Yeah, man. Pay your bills, man. If you're paying somebody to do something, pay your bills.
Yeah, facts. Well, let's get back into Brown stuff, guys. We got a little bit of history facts against these two teams. The Browns are 37-32 against the Titans all time. That's including the Houston Oiler days, which
Warren Moon. That comes to mind every time I hear the Oilers, man. I'm watching Warren Moon play.
Yeah. And for the fun fact of that is the Oilers moved to Tennessee in 1997, played as a Tennessee Oilers for 2 years. I did not know that. But
you don't remember that?
No, they rebranded to the Titans in '99. That's the comeback year of the Browns. So,
and how crappy is it? Two is not only did they move and they were the Tennessee Oilers, but then they own the Oilers name. So
yeah.
nobody, and so like there's the University of Houston a couple years ago tried to do throwback jerseys with the Oiler colors and all of that. And Bud Adams, I don't know if he's still the owner of the team, but the Tennessee Titans sued them and said that you couldn't even use the Oilers for the throwback jerseys. So like that's how important it was. That's why what we did here in Cleveland when they took the Browns from us is so important, that we were able to keep the name and the colors and all of those things. Because down in Houston, the college down there can't even use throwback colors.
It's crazy. I don't know if you guys knew this either. I was 3 years old when this went down, but we played the Houston Oilers in an AFC wildcard game on Christmas Eve in 1988. The Browns went on to lose that game 24-23. And here's the interesting part, Gary, is you and I just had a conversation about Mike Pagel yesterday. He was the quarterback in that game.
Yeah, Bernie was hurt.
Yeah, he was on the sidelines. Fun fact, both I think Sam and I know people that know Mike Pagel. Mike Pagel was on my dad's softball team, and I was telling Gary the story yesterday on the phone. I didn't even know this until last night, but anyways, he was on my dad's softball team, and my dad handed me a card. I was 7 or 8 years old at the time, and said, "Get this signed by him." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So I walk up to Mike. I'm like, "Hey, can you sign my card?" All little, young, and innocent. And he said, "After the game, kid." So I walked away like a little girl crying.
He said no. He said no.
Yeah, but the part that Mike didn't tell the story is that Mike Pagel was on second base.
No.
And Mike ran out to him in the middle of the game. He's like, "Kid, get off the field. I'm on second base."
I think he was actually getting ready to bat. But yeah, I got the autograph afterwards. It was cool. I was happy then. And then Sam, you were telling me this morning.
Yeah, Jen's dad, who's retired, worked with Mike Pagel. They worked together at AT&T. So yeah, a little bit of history there with Mike Pagel.
And what a difference! What a
cool to probably try to track him down, see if we can get him enticed to come on. That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome. Sorry.
What a difference, it is for these players now too. I mean, you don't hear a lot of like a guy of Mike Pagel's stature where it's like, he's, was a starting quarterback for a team in the in the playoffs. And then, he's working at AT&T after his playing career. Yeah. You don't see that a lot nowadays.
Nowadays, because these players are getting paid millions upon millions rather than the thousands they were getting paid back then.
Well, not even million. And even if, they're making hundreds of thousands, now, even if, you're making the minimum. So these guys are now, they're a lot of times they're investing their money a lot better. And, the money is different,
There's outlets out there now for those guys. I did an interview with Travis Tucker. I think it was Travis Tucker, or it might even have been Felix Wright. They actually have an organization that helps players today kind of help market their money. Well, so after football, they're actually set up pretty good.
Even Brian Brennan is a banker, or was a banker for a long time here in Cleveland after his playing days. Even though he was a Bengal afterwards, which I don't know if that was totally forgivable.
Well, hold on. Speaking of that, though, does everybody just hate Joe Flacco now because we traded him to the Bengals?
No. I think it's a totally different. It's a totally different context, right? So going from like the Browns to the Bengals in 2025 is different than going from the Browns to the Bengals in 1991. So Ken says he still is a banker.
Yeah.
So I think it's totally different though. Back then, you're talking about, this is when what's his name goes on TV and says, you're from Cincinnati, you're not from Cleveland. When the Bengals right. fans are throwing stuff on, this is when the rivalry was huge. This is when Webster Slaughter lost cachet from being a Brown when he went and signed with the Oilers in '93. This was a different time. So and so much so that I mean, the Browns don't even really have. It's weird. Brian Brennan, who was like really kind of Mr. Brown there with Bernie Kosar. It's weird how little the Browns have to do with a lot of the Browns from that era, or really Browns from the past to begin with.
Yeah, I think some of them kind of try to stay out of that too. I mean, I think sometimes when some of these guys are done with football, they're done with football, but some of the guys do stick around. Bob Golick's still out there. Bob Golick made a comment to actually Ralph Holly. Ralph Holly told us this. He says, not only are you a dog when you're on the field, you're a dog wherever you go. And that sticks, so if you're at a function or a benefit, you got to go there and represent, Browns as a dog. You're not just a dog on the field. You're a dog for life outside of things on the field. So that's pretty cool.
It is. I'd like to see the Browns as an organization, wrap their arms around that a little more, a little better,
a little more embracing.
Yeah, man. I'd
Gotcha.
like to see Brian Brennan a little bit more involved with the Browns.
Yeah, Brian Brennan was kind of like our Don Beebe.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? The slot guy. I mean, that guy took some massive hits. He was a smaller guy, like you said, and coming over the middles back in them days, man, they weren't really protecting receivers at all. Man, the dudes were just taking them lumps, dude. So yeah, hats off to that. He was fun to watch, man.
Tough for guy. Sure. I mean, when was the last time when have the Browns had a day where, Brian Brennan and Kevin Mack and Webster Slaughter and Bernie Kosar were all here at the same time at a game saying hi to the fans?
The Dog Pound celebration, the 40-year Dog Pound anniversary. They were there.
Okay, well, I will shut up.
Yeah. But you're right, Gary, because it's been a while for things to get those guys together.
They should be here once every couple of years.
Absolutely. Or once a game have just an alumni home game that's given to those guys if they would like to come in and join in. That's
for sure.
That's for wherever they live, the transportation. I mean, we got the money to do it, and a plane ticket or whatever. Bring them guys together and let them do their thing. So
how much you want to bet if you put an old school team together, the Browns right now, they could probably beat the Browns now.
I don't know, man.
I don't know about that, man.
I don't know, man. My kneecaps almost at 50 are telling me no 40-yard dashes in the no near future. So
another thing, I don't know if you guys know this, but in '95 when we lost the Cleveland Browns, I kind of had to follow a team, and I followed the Tennessee Titans back then. That was my team. Obviously until '99 when the Browns came back. But what was your guys'
real quick? So you weren't following the Tennessee Titans; you were following the Houston Oilers, which were at the time an AFC Central team. So really, it was like you were almost going to the Pittsburgh Steelers at the time, because the Oilers at the time were a huge rival of the Browns.
Yeah.
So just because they're the Titans now does not give you a pass.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
It does not.
You already said it before. You got to shut your mouth. Just shut your mouth, Gary.
Dude, I'm just letting you know that they were for all of you younger folks out there, the Oilers were just as much of a rival as the Steelers and the Bengals.
What did it matter? We didn't have a team at the time.
Well, here's the thing.
So it's okay. So it's okay for everybody to have become a Ravens or a Steelers fan.
No, that's AFC North. Left? That's AFC North. You don't do that.
It only was AFC North when the Browns came back.
Nope.
Yeah, it was AFC Central.
Dang it, you're right there. Dang, I wasn't even thinking about that part. Shut up. Just shut your mouth, Gary. No.
What kind of Browns fan are you, bro?
I was young.
Sam.
Sir,
he might. Sir. I think he likes Michigan.
No, that's you, buddy.
No,
that is all you.
Pretty sure I know that's false, but
there's one reason. Remember the Air McNair days too? Oh man.
Yeah, Eddie George too. He was a hustler, running back.
Yeah, what is your guys' second favorite team, or what team did you like when we lost the Browns?
I didn't watch football. I was done. I was mad.
I liked whoever Bernie was playing for, so I went I went to the Dolphins.
I would watch the Super Bowls, but I really didn't pay too much mind to. I was actually heartbroken, man, because I graduated in '94. I remember I was working at a lumber company, and I came in, and the older heads in there were like, "You lost your team, man. It's finalized." I'm like, man, that just stinks, man, because now what am I going to do? I was never really big into basketball, baseball, any of them. So I lost out, man. And then, when it came back in '99, I was, thoroughly excited to get them back out there. But, I would probably say favorite teams, I'll say it again, I'll reiterate this. So I would probably watch anybody that was playing Pittsburgh and rooting for them. So that's probably what I did in that point in time. And currently. So,
and guys in the chat, we want to know who your second favorite team was. So we got some folks out there watching. We want to thank everybody who is out there watching. We got folks out there on YouTube, on Facebook. We even got somebody out there on Twitch right now. Folks watching us on X. Let us know, who is your second favorite team other than the Browns?
Got Ken McDonald
as we're going on through here.
Ken McDonald down here. He says follow Belichick to Parcells Jets. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I have always liked Parcells as well too.
Bill Parcells.
Honestly, I mean, the Giants were my first team. I wasn't originally growing up. I was born in Cleveland, but lived in New Jersey for a good portion of the 80s. Mm-hmm. So the Giants were my first team.
Is it because you're shorter and you just like the Giants? Is that
yes, that is. All right. Then we got Ethan Greenberg here, co-host of the Let's Go Crunch podcast here with that just came out yesterday, and he says, "Screw the big tuna." So he didn't like Parcells, I guess, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And if you guys want to, actually, tonight is the first game for the Cleveland Crunch. So check that out on YouTube, channel 3 plus. What is it?
So actually, it won't be on 3 plus. Only the home games will be. So they're going to be playing. They're going to be playing up in Novi, Michigan tonight. But you can check it out on the YouTube for the. So this is going to be really bad because I have to look up the name of the league here for the Cleveland Crunch. I'm so sorry,
MLIS?
Ryan. And is it NLIS?
MLIS, Major League Indoor Soccer. Yeah.
Yeah, MLIS YouTube page. If you check that out, you'll be able to see all of the Crunch games on there for the Cleveland Crunch. The Cleveland Crunch are back.
Yes.
All right.
But and our championship team. But let's get back to our losing team here, real quick. We got the offensive game plan that is brought to you by Bearded Bastards Barbecue Sauce today. You guys check out their website, Bearded Bastards Barbecue Sauce, and use code Bearded15 for 15% off of your order. Man, guys, this is a team, obviously, that is a division rival, as Gary likes to say, but this team has given up 25 plus points in the last 5 of their 6 games. Last week gave up 26 points to the Jaguars, and they went 3 of 13 on third down. Is it even possible for us to score 25 plus points in any game, let alone against the Titans? Do you guys think we could do that? I do tomorrow, or it's going to be really, really close.
I'm thinking that we're going to open up the playbook.
Get to score predictions. Don't tell your score prediction yet, but
I'm thinking we're going to open up the playbook more. I'm seeing more points on the board. I think we're going to bust our average points per game. Because I think we're going to go ahead and try to open up the field for Shedeur a little bit more. So we'll see what happens. But I think I'm just something tells me that we're going to up scoring more points than we normally score and come in with the win.
Yeah, that'd be nice, Gary.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. It depends on what that defense does. Depends on if they actually let Shedeur open up that playbook. It's definitely interesting what you're seeing out there. As far as there's people from our own podcast here that have been putting some anti-Shedeur stuff out there, putting out stuff showing that there's guys that, are open. But you know what, dude, if you could do that with every single quarterback, that's one of the things that I hate is that you see guys who don't know football. And I don't mean that as an insult, right? But if you're not part of the team, right? If you're not one of the coaches, you don't know football, right? If you're not part, you don't know what the progressions were supposed to be. So even though there's a guy that may be open down the field, you don't know what that progression was. You don't know if that ball was supposed to go there. Same thing as PFF. PFF doesn't know who was supposed to block who. That's why those grades don't really mean much to me. Same thing with some of the stuff that's like that is getting put out there about Shedeur. It's like, okay, Jerry Jeudy was open, but like you don't know if that's great.
Was he the number one? Was he the one target? Probably might have been 3 options. So
he might have been 3 options, and he might have been open. But if he was he might have been open at the wrong time. If he was the number 1 option, but he was open late, and Shedeur is already on the 3rd or 4th guy. You understand what I'm saying?
No,
like,
absolutely.
Just because, so like it's an untrained eye that's looking at a lot of this stuff that's giving Shedeur all the crap.
You can call us the check down Browns.
Yeah.
I see Sean Posey here says no way they go over 25. Only way is if defense scores 14 plus points. Well, I think a lot because these teams got nothing to lose, that they're going to be a lot of 4th down attempts. Yeah. Even if it's not like a 4th and 1, might be a little like a 4th and 5, a 4th and 6. Normally you would punt it. They might go ahead and say, let's ball out and just try to see what we can get.
Yeah.
So defense, if that ends up happening, our defense is pretty good at trying to stop that. And then maybe we get shorter fields, which would be, easier access to our touchdowns. So we'll see what happens.
All I know is the eye test, right? Is that the team looks more lively when he's on the field. Right. He looks every week so far. The last, he's looked better every week. The team has looked like it's had more life every week. And I'm just hoping that, we get to see more from him.
Yeah. Look, guys, you got to give a fair shake. Because everybody's throwing up stats. And what did he? So he was 2.5 games because he came in at the halftime for his first appearance as a Shedeur. So what did Dylan have? 6 games to prove he's not the guy. Let's see. Let's give a fair shake to Shedeur. Hopefully maybe he continues in the season. I know there's other talks about Watson maybe coming in and whatnot. But let's give him a fair shake. You know what I'm saying? So before we go ahead and start putting judgment on anybody to see if he is or isn't, let's give him the opportunity to prove that.
Yeah. Both teams have actually scored under 21 points the last 10 of 12 games this year. Last week, obviously, the Browns only scoring 8 points. We went 3 for 11 on 3rd down. The Titans went 2 for 12 on 3rd down. Just got to move the ball.
Yeah. Ken McDonald down there brings up a valid thing. Every time we have those Alpha Dog helmets on, look like we're over 20 points. So there's that going for us.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Let's put those on every year or every game.
Thanks for the comments, guys. Keep on throwing them in there, man. I like seeing what y'all got. We got to stick to what we got. Everybody, we got stuff to do after this today. We'll try to get with you and keep you guys engaged also. But we got to stick to a format, right, Mike?
Absolutely. Last week, Quinshon Judkins had 23 attempts for 91 yards, averaging 4 yards a carry. He's been under 4 yards per carry the last 6 games.
Yeah.
He should be able to run all over this defense. That shouldn't be an issue. Hopefully he's healthy and good to go. Last week, the Titans were only held to a field goal against the Jags. We got to try to manage this game with some clock and try to keep the defense off the field. That's the game plan. That's not just common, but that's what we should do, correct?
Yeah, well, even on the like you brought up Quinshon's, so their running back Tony Pollard. I know he was against the Jags, but he had 10 attempts for 60 yards, averaging 6 yards per carry last week. But you're not going to be able to do that here at home with our defense. So, if we can get, obviously you got to get a run. Everywhere talk about all the time. You got to get a run game started so you can get a passing game started. If we can push them guys down. We held McCaffrey down last game. We do a good job at that. If we can hold them down, then they make them one-dimensional, having to throw the ball. Our secondary's been playing pretty good lately. Look for some interceptions.
Sean, I'll get to your question here in a second. To finish off the offensive stuff here, Titans ranked 20th in passing defense and 25th in rushing defense, near the top in yards allowed and points allowed. And also, how good could they be on the road, gentlemen? Like that. It's a road game for the Titans. They're obviously horrible. I think it's only going to get worse for them. I'm hoping. I don't think it's going to be a close game, especially considering what they did to Jacksonville to do them last week. But we're all coming off of big losses, unfortunately, and It's one of those games where, as a Cleveland Browns fan, I don't think we could really get psyched up about it, right? I mean, this is kind of like the Shedeur. It's
Every
kind of
week.
like it
What's
felt
up,
like the
Bishop?
Jets game. We went into the Jets game thinking it was going to be an easy win. It wasn't. We went into the Dolphins game thinking it was going to be an easy win, and it was. But you seen
Well-
what the Jets did to us. Could the Titans do that to us?
Well, anything's possible. I mean, I hate to sound cliche any given Sunday, but I'm thinking this more like a Raiders game, and we ended up going to their house and pulling out a win. So it's, this is the battle of the sucktastics. So you got a sucky team, 1-11 coming home to our house. Our defense plays better at home. So, like I keep saying it, on paper, this looks like a Cleveland win, but we can never pencil anything in. So,
Right.
So,
Quick.
go ahead, bud. No, go ahead, bud.
Nope, your turn. Your
Oh,
time.
no, I was going to say, I know that next we're going to be going into the defensive game plan, and we're going to talk about Ward here, and that was going to make me talk a little bit more about our quarterback situation here. But if you got something else, go ahead.
No, that was it. I was going to hit up the injuries, but we can say that until after the defensive part.
Yeah. So, so we're talking. I just want to go into Ward here a little bit, because if when you talk about the Browns, you have to talk about this quarterback situation, and you're a Browns fan. We continually talk about like what the future is and what we're going to be doing here, and I just want to kind of reiterate here that everybody here kind of in Cleveland, we just talk about the future constantly, and it's been the future for the last 30 years, and it's been. We're constantly waiting for somebody to come and save us, right? We're waiting for somebody in the draft to come and save us. And we're playing the number 1 overall pick this year, or from this past year tomorrow. And if you look at what he's doing, he didn't say that number 1 overall pick, once again, is not saving a franchise. We look at Ward here, he's taken 48 sacks, the most in the NFL. So you want to talk about a player, number one, you want to talk about a player who is, has bad habits from college, holding onto the ball too much, right? Not stepping up in the pocket. That's the number 1 overall pick, not the 5th rounder, the number 1 overall pick that's doing that. So to go back to Shedeur,
you didn't say it right. You got to say it like Bishop does.
I can't do it like Bishop does. No one can do it like Bishop does. But it has really gotten kind of silly at this point how it has gotten really silly at this point, really the kind of scrutiny that this kid has gotten because of who his father is. And I hate to kind of like just keep going through this every single week, saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. But you have to, because the same things keep on being said. And I would love some of the guys from the Tuesday show to eventually join us here on Saturday so that we could actually like talk face to face about this, because it's absurd. It is absolutely absurd. The crap that he is getting. You have the number 1 overall pick is look at Cam Ward.
Well, it's the team it's also, Gary, it's also who they're surrounded around with. I mean, it just goes to show if you don't have a well-oiled machine, you're going to get not well-oiled play. Because I think Genty was supposed to be a number 1 running back pick, and he's struggling right now at the Raiders because that line is just trashola. We've seen that playing against them.
Well, you know what else we saw, guys, is months before the draft, it was Shedeur and Cam Ward. Who's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft? And they want to be in Cam Ward, and it's
who looks better right now.
I mean, Cam Ward's played many more games, but it's I don't know, man.
I'm just hoping, like I said, we open up the playbook for Shedeur. We get some more targets. I mean, Harold Fannin is just playing spectacular this year. That's I call him I was calling him Harold Houdini Jr. because I mean that guy's just been you better pack a lunch and bring about 3 or 4 guys. So he's been our main target, and I could still see him getting targets. And hopefully David Njoku, I mean, is I know he had a knee holding him back a little bit. Hopefully we can get him incorporated. I really like when they're both on the field. So a 2 tight end set. Maybe we'll see some of that in this game, and we can get that ball moving.
Yeah. Cam Ward actually took 3 sacks last week on 38 pass attempts. Do you think Miles will break that record? I mean, Ward last week against the Jaguars had 141 yards with a 3.7 yard per average and a 72 rate. Our defense should handle that, correct? I mean,
well, yeah. He's put up 5 sacks in a game. What was it, Miami?
And all he needs is 4 to break that record.
And all he needs 4. I mean, and even if he only gets 1 or 2 that game, we still have Bears, Bills, Steelers, and Bengals. So let's just say he averages 1 per game. He'll be all right. I think he'll break it. That's on his. He said that was something that I heard that he said that he had this already in mind like 3 years ago. He said, that is my goal. That is something that's something that he wants to surpass. So he'll get it.
Marking 25 on his wrist tape every game. 25 is his goal.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And real quick too, has Calvin Ridley been healthy this year?
No, not really. He since you brought it up, I'm going to just bring it up. The Titans injury list here is they got a wide receiver out. Restrepo is out. He's actually questionable. I'm sorry. Calvin Ridley is on IR, but I had him on my fantasy team last year. He seemed to do pretty good as well. Brooks is out with a questionable their safety. Edge rusher, Agay, is on IR. And Oliver, wide receiver, into reserve, out with the leg. And Cushenberry, the third. It's kind of like Lacavera, the third, but Cushenberry. You would be so much cooler if your last name was Cushenberry. I'm sorry. Obviously, these guys are not doing well. And that could be a reason. You got your 2 wide receivers are out that are not helping your team whatsoever.
You have, Mike, since you're on that, do you have a what are we looking like on our injury report? Do we got it? Okay.
Devin Bush is questionable with a leg injury. Malik Collins is on IR with a leg injury. Isaiah McGuire is questionable. Aiden Huntington is still out. Mason Graham is questionable with a torso injury. Brendan Bates, tight end's out with a leg injury. And Dylan Sampson's questionable with a leg injury as well. And that injury report is brought to you by Doug White, Allstate Insurance Agency. Bam, got that out of the way. But yeah, that's the injury report.
The case here is being made that the Browns have more weapons, but I don't really think you could. When has that ever been said about the Browns? The Browns have more offensive weapons.
We have Harold Fannin. I mean, if we're talking for targeting for a quarterback, I'm not talking running game. You got Harold Fannin. I mean, who are you talking about? A weapon? Jerry Jeudy? Let's not get me started on that guy again, please. I mean, Cedric Tillman's struggling. Our smaller slot guys are. I mean, I'm not seeing too much from our smaller slot receivers. Thrash has been hurt. Larbadan has been not. I don't think they've really been incorporating him too much in the pass game, which they probably should. I know he had that muff punt last week, but I don't know, man. We don't really have there is no wide receiver weapon besides Fannin. That's it. That's all we got. So, we've got Quinshawn, but we're just talking for Shedeur to throw at. There's,
Yes, I mean, the thing is that both of them don't really have many weapons. They're both on bad teams, right? Which goes back to the point of that there's no savior coming to save the Browns or the Titans.
No.
Right? There's nobody coming up in the draft. There's nobody that you thought, nobody at the beginning of the college season that you thought was going to be there is there right now.
I mean, guys, let's be real here. The draft is a 50-50 shot. Look at people like Carson Schlesinger. The guy had one good year in college. We picked him up, and he's being one of the most dominant players on a team. So I get it. Like Cam Ward's a first-round pick, and Shedeur Sanders is a fifth-round pick. Well, he's a starter right now, and he seems to be doing better than Cam Ward. And yes, it could be a team effort that's just horrible because Tennessee looks bad. we played the Raiders. I thought the Browns were bad. The Raiders are a bad team, a horrible team. And I'm going to get into something here. Last week, our pass defense held Purdy to 168 yards, 1 touchdown, and an 83.7 rating. That obviously he's coming back from his turf toe injury. He was out for that was his 3rd game back. The defense is able to hold their own as long as they're not on the field. And with the special team errors that gave the 49ers last week all that short field, we can't let that happen again. And that was piss poor game on everybody.
And they held Christian McCaffrey up too, man. They held him only 56 yards. I mean, everything that defense can't keep trying to carry an offense that's not producing. It's just been the story, I think, mostly of the season. So I'm just praying that we, as weeks go by, we'll see how this ends up unfolding. But I'm hoping we get to see Shedeur grow a little bit. I mean, but like you said, if we're ever going to say, hey, that might be a franchise guy, he's really got to. I mean, it's got to be like stellar play. I mean, it has to be. And stellar. That's asking a lot from a. You got to develop
them.
Yeah,
you've got to develop them. You got to spend the time and you got to develop them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the argument there is, and don't get me wrong, I'm liking the Shedeur thing. He didn't have a horrible game last week. It wasn't horrible, but what I'm saying is you have people that come in the league like Baker Mayfield didn't have number 1 reps, and he came out against the Jets and showed he was capable of winning games and doing good. I get that. Shedeur Sanders, I told Chad 4 games, Chad 4. That's all you need to see. And we're on the easier part of the schedule now. So I want to see what Shedeur could do. I hope Shedeur comes out and shines tomorrow, just lights it up, man. I hope Kevin Stefanski gives him some freedom. Whip that ball downfield. Don't throw picks.
Hey, dude, even if you do throw picks,
you got the defense to cover it.
But, yeah, man, you throw, dude. Brett Favre threw picks. You know what I mean? People throw picks. That's a part of having an offense that, it's a part of having an offense that takes risks and scores big points. Is that sometimes you turn the ball over and you throw picks.
So, right? So is maybe like when they say the handcuffs are on Shedeur. And I see where you're going with this. So maybe, Gary, is Kevin being too much to these rookie quarterbacks, and they're going to listen to the coach. Is he saying, whatever you do, you got to protect that ball? That it's so much that it's in their head that these guys are gun shy to actually let it fly. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they're so worried, like, I can't throw a pick. They're checking down like Dylan was doing, which wasn't helping him out at all. But like I said, his long balls, the only few that we saw were garbage. But we know Shedeur can get it down there. Like you said, it's part of the game. And what do you got to lose this season? Let it go. I said that last week. Let it go. I said on first down against San Fran, I said just do a handoff because you typically run on first down, play action, and then send both wide receivers streaking,
Yeah.
And just open it up, man.
Open it, do something, and this isn't like, and I understand that I'm not an expert, you know what I mean? I so I'm not sitting here trying to look at film and see, who's doing. I just with the naked eye, right? For the eye test as a fan of someone who's been watching football for 40 years. I'm 45 years old, so I don't count those first few years as a little kid, So, but as someone who's been watching, he's about 5-6 years old, you start getting into football with dad and stuff like that. So for 40 years watching football, this is what I've seen. And I want to start seeing him throwing the ball around. It doesn't have to throw it 40 times a game. If you want to handcuff him as far as, only throwing the ball 25 times in a game, that's fine. Yeah. But the opportunities, let him cook.
Let him cook, man.
Yeah. Yeah. But, and you know what?
And if he can't cook, that's fine. Then, you got to do something next year.
Yeah.
But
if we can get the run game going, which we should against these guys, that should open the doors for him. And if he has enough time to throw the ball that the offensive line was getting him against San Francisco last week, I think Angel had brought it up. It was like over 3 seconds, 3.7 seconds. Our offensive line last week played I think they probably played their best pass protection of the season against San Fran. But
we gave up 23 points in the last 4 or 5 games, 26 points last week, and they went 11 for 17 on third down last week.
He's getting the time to throw the ball. Well, he had gotten more time to throw the ball. So if he's getting that kind of time, he's got to figure out how to get it out quicker and get it to where it needs to go faster. I mean, that's part of learning how fast this game goes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for him to open up with Shedeur, let him go ahead and just take some risks. Like Gary said, it's time. We got nothing to lose. We're not in the hunt. We ain't been in the hunt. So let's open it up and see what we got.
Let me ask you guys something realistically here. We got Deshaun Watson is now off the IR, off the PUP list, and we have 21 days. Now it's, I think, 18 days to activate him, put him on the roster. Would you put him out there to see if we need to draft another quarterback next year? If this kid can come out and just somehow ball, would you still try to go after another quarterback? I mean, we have Deshaun Watson for one more year next year, right? If we could develop Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel for that next year and get something out of Deshaun Watson, would you do that, or would you want to draft another quarterback and just sit Deshaun?
Well, go ahead, Gary.
No, go ahead, man.
That's gonna do, like you said, Mike. That's gonna have to be if Sanders is showing improvement and showing some light, and then you do bring Watson in. I'm hoping not. If Sanders is doing better each game, why wouldn't you keep playing him to the end of the season? Next season, if Watson's available, I mean, because right now Dylan's not looking like a backup quarterback. Maybe you go ahead and you put Sanders at that backup role and let him develop more behind a veteran quarterback, which would unfortunately is Watson. I look today. There's free agent veteran quarterbacks out there for coming up 2026. Doesn't look that great if they were to make a move like that. So I don't know, man. It's a crapshoot at this point. It just depends on what I would think. If he's Shedeur showing more signs of improving, then going ahead and letting him go ahead and take the reins as far as this season to let him develop more, and then see what happens next year. I think he needed time this year, but things just the way people got rid of Flacco. It's how it went down.
We argued about that on the Tuesday show. I said there's no veterans there to help these guys out, and I know it's not their job. And Flacco said that he's not a mentor. I get that, but they're all in the same quarterback room. Deshaun Watson isn't there, but
Deshaun has been the mentor, though. That's where I think there has been a mentor, and it has been a veteran. It has been Deshaun. Deshaun. It is unfortunate what the whole Deshaun situation has been unfortunate, right? On a whole lot of levels. But it's like you can't change the past. We gave up what we gave up. The situation is a situation, and it's happened. But we have $80 million is an $80 million cap hit next year. So if you are convinced, here's the thing: if you're not going to give Shedeur a real shot, and if Shedeur is not going to be your guy, then you have to see what you have in Deshaun. The problem with Deshaun is that he hasn't been Deshaun in 5-6 years. The year before we traded for him, he sat out.
Yep.
So it was a year before we even had him where he had to sit out, the 10 or 11 games with us before he was a Pro Bowler with the Texans.
He had one, in my eyes, Gary, he had one, since he's been here, he's had one good game, and that was against the Ravens, where I think it was a comeback game, and we ended up winning that. But there's not, good half of football. I have not seen, we have not seen nothing out of him. That's just facts.
So I am at a point right now where I'm in an age where I do not expect. I don't care who. Not that I don't care who these guys are, but like, I don't care. I don't care who it is. You know what I mean? I'm not 8 years old. I don't need these guys to be my hero. I just need these guys to play winning football.
Really quick. Quick clips. If this happens,
there's improvement.
Remember, if this does happen,
everybody say it's the Titans.
It's the Titans.
Yeah,
the worst team in the league right now. So I mean,
but that's great, improvement. But even if it is the Titans, that's still an improvement for Sanders.
But going back to it, so like if it ends up being Deshaun, that's great. If it ends up being, and I personally would love, dude, I would love for it to be Shedeur though. I really like this kid. I really, really, really like him. You know, he's first of all, he's what, 22 years old, right? People gave him crap for a little bit for when he did like the silent thing. First of all, let me tell you this. Anybody giving that kid crap, what were you doing at 22 years old? Let me see how you would have acted in front of the media in any of these situations at 22, because I can tell you how 22 years old, I was interning at 92.3 Extreme at like 22 years old and at WKNR. And anybody who was around me at 22 years old knows that I was not the person that you needed to put a microphone in front of, especially when if I was somebody of importance. You understand what I'm saying?
I still question that today.
Exactly. That's why I'm here podcasting and not at a radio station. You know what I mean? At 22 years old, like, he has a pretty good head on his shoulders. I don't know where the grief comes from. Why, like I said before, other than his father putting the Yankees and the Braves and the Falcons through it when he was drafted 30 something years ago, what's the issue with Shedeur?
Yeah. Well,
what is the issue?
Unfortunately, there's always haters. So you're always going to have some type of, you're going to have
where's the Cam Ward haters? He was the number 1 overall pick.
I'm sure Tennessee Titans organization.
I'm sure there's Titan. I'm sure if we go and look, there's Titan fans out there.
Yeah, but there's not. You don't have Ocho Cinco and what's his name, Unk, on their podcast talking about Cam Ward every single episode, and he's the number 1 overall pick. You understand what
No, I get it.
He is. Why is Shedeur the lightning rod like this? It's crazy. Leave this kid alone. Let him develop.
Oh, back to age thing real quick. 22, I was out still roofing. And we were supposed to be rock stars, Mike. But here we are. So at 22, I was still learning the roofing game, and I'm still roofing. And I've been putting receipts on knees and hands and back, and those receipts are starting to pay due. It's time to pay the bills on them receipts. So my body's starting to break down from that hard work. But yeah, like you're right. What were other people doing at 22? They're still trying to figure out life. That's a big stage to be on. And I think his dad coached him well to know how to respond to those type of things, because he was there. He's lived through it,
And by the way, his dad too, you want to talk about like people did, if you want to like go back and like look contextually, right, about everything, right? Contextually.
Sounds good.
Contextually.
No,
no, it's not. So if you want to look at it like contextually, like not to like get into like all of this like social stuff, but like the color of his father's skin was why people were upset about him in the 80s and late 80s, early 90s. You know what I mean? And so that I think that's why.
Oh, his arrogance too. He was an arrogant guy.
But you know what, dude? But people didn't hate on. People did not hate on white players who were arrogant like that the way they hated on him.
Right.
Because that was, you know what I mean? Like it was a different time back then.
Right.
And that is being the people who couldn't give shit to him and put him down. It's like it's being carried over onto Shedeur. And it's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Because
like, well,
it's-
my wife just said it too. Jen just said because of his pedigree is why he gets so much crap. You know?
But his pedigree is the reason why he's handling this so well. And if
Right.
you look at Deion, what did Deion ever do? Deion played in World Series. Deion won Super Bowls. Larry Bird was the most dude. There's not a more arrogant athlete in the world than Larry Bird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was Larry Legend. Get out of here.
He was respected.
Respect it. Get the F out of here, dude. Get out of here, man. Stop it. Stop it. You know what I mean? You're showing yourself. If you're out here talking like this, you're showing yourself. So all Deion ever did, dude, was raise the bar of entertainment and sports. That's all he ever did. You want to talk about like working hard. He wasn't a lollygagger.
The people that were probably hating on him were the people that didn't have him on their team.
For sure. Deion Sanders, and he wasn't lazy either. Deion Sanders wanted to play both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Deion Sanders was trying, not only did he play two sports professionally, he was trying to play cornerback and wide receiver. And people looked at that as bad.
And what was crazy too, I think there was an actual
people frown upon it now because they want it to get hurt, because they think he's going to get hurt. Back then, people were frowning down upon it because they thought it was some sort of like, who does he think he is type thing.
Right.
It had nothing to do with getting hurt. It had to do with, who does this young black kid think he is, that he can play offense and defense? He's going to steal the spotlight from everybody. That's what it was back then.
Right. And I think there was a game he played baseball, and then he had to get ready for a game that night, which is
a documentary about it. Yeah.
I mean, there just shows that man's. I mean, talking Deion Sanders here. That's that to me, that's a hell of a work ethic. That's like that'd be like Joe Schmo me roofing 10 hours a day and then going to deliver pizzas at night or whatever for whatever pizza place or something. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot, man, especially when you're doing it at that level. And he was a decent player on both ends of the spectrum. So that's a lot of work, man. I still have hats off for that. That was amazing to me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So this is my take on it. Now, are there people out there that are looking at it at football? Sure. But I think a lot of the underlying hatred for him because of his father, that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
If you don't like him because of football, that's fine. But if you don't like him because of who his father is, and you think that he's cocky and he's this and is that, it's not, because he's not. The kid, he's been a good kid. He is not arrogant. He's
well-spoken.
I wouldn't say well-spoken 100%. There's some things that he said that it just the arrogant part kicked in. Dude, if you got to tell people, listen, my dad raised me in a 30,000 square foot house and then moved me to a city to live in an apartment to, figure out what life was really like. Cool. But you don't need to say stuff like that, dude. A 30,000 square foot house, bro. That's all of our houses and everybody's watching houses combined. That's stupid.
Yeah,
stuff
but
that
has nothing to do with not being well spoken. He's telling you the truth about his life.
Yeah, but there's some things where you just shouldn't say, and that's probably one of them.
But I disagree with that. The kid's telling you about his life, because what he's saying, because one of the things against him is like what people say against him. He's in a situation right now where he can't win. Right.
But here,
so you're gonna hold it against him because he's rich, or you're gonna he's either too rich or he's not rich enough.
No, it's not that. Like when you come out to a game and then you say, I'm what this team needs, and you lose that game. That's just you're a little cocky and arrogant. Don't get me wrong. I want cocky and arrogance. I do want that. But let that cocky and arrogance show on the field, not when you're talking. That's my only gruff with him right now. Stop talking. Play football. I get it. People
Yeah.
want to talk to him, and that's you're put on a spot. You got to talk.
Yeah, dude, he has to do media.
I know,
Right.
and I'm saying that, but just choose your words wisely, man. That's
So
all.
what? So did you say that shit about Dylan Gabriel?
Yeah, he should. Well, he actually spoke well.
No, he didn't.
Dylan Gabriel.
Bullshit. Yes, he
Go look
did
at his
not.
press conferences.
I did look at his press conferences when he was talking about, well, there's entertainers and then there's football players, but he said dumb shit all the time.
I think he's better spoken than Shedeur by far.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit.
All right.
I'll put up a comparison.
Sean Posey agrees on. I listened to him on 92.3. I lost brain cells from the word salad. He isn't well spoken. I don't know.
He tells you what you want to hear.
We got Yang.
He tells you what you want to hear.
Have haters. Some people are just going to hate him for who his dad is, and that.
He tells you what he tells you what you want to hear, and he smiles when he does it and makes fun of everything. Not makes fun. He just makes it a good moment. He's smiling. He's all for it. You know what I mean? But when you're on such a shitty team, I guess it is hard to do that. Make light of the situation. Try to just. I don't know. I think when you're up there smiling and laughing and trying to make jokes after a giant ass loss, you look kind of stupid. That's just me. Talk, don't smile. That's all. Other than that, dude, go out on the field and play football, the sport you claim to love. That's all I wanted you to do. I want you to be the starting quarterback for this team, but shut your mouth. Right?
No, the whole point. They contractually have to talk, so don't shut your mouth. You contractually has to do media.
Choose your words wisely. That's like Donald Trump calling somebody a retard the other day, and boom, that's all blown out of context now because he said something. You got to choose your words wisely. That's all. Don't.
Maybe he should have said "village idiot." That'd have been better than saying what he said.
Yeah, there's just some things you got to not say. That's all. I get it. The media is hounding you all day long, even when he wasn't the starting quarterback. Why are you trying to get this third string quarterback on there and let him talk? And that's when he just got up there and mimed his words. Come on.
Like I said, at 22, what were you doing, Mike?
Not talking to media.
That's what I'm saying. What would you have been doing at 22?
Playing hockey.
Wait, at 22 years old in his situation, how would you have
handled that situation? Talking to media?
Yeah.
I would have tried to make this team know that I'm here to play football and not say some of the things that he has said. That's all.
What has he said? He mimed something, and then he said, I was in a 30,000 square foot house, and so that I didn't grow up with a big head, so my father thought I was rich. I went to a charter school, and he put it. That's what he said. I don't see what is so offensive about that.
It's not that it's offensive. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. Did you want to hear that the dude was raised in a 30,000 square foot house when that's why people hate him? Is because daddy's money? No, we don't want to hear that. We want to hear about what you did in practice.
Well, then why
you did to make your game better that week. But that's what we want to hear.
They didn't hate Baker because of Baker's daddy's money, and they didn't hate Manziel because of Manziel's daddy's money.
Yes, they did.
Bullshit. They didn't say
a ton of people hated Baker and Manziel for the money thing. Daddy's money, daddy's money.
They never said a thing about it. When?
That is not true.
I didn't hear a thing. I never heard a thing about it.
I did a lot.
And hear a single thing about it.
A lot.
Not a single thing. There was not a single show where they talked about it.
Yes.
No, not a single. There was not a single thing. There was not
Colin
a single.
Cowherd talked about it with Baker on the show. People are saying you're respectably coming from daddy's money. What do you say about that? You know what Baker said? F him.
All right.
But yeah. Anyways.
All right. You guys go. You guys all right. I'm just sitting back. I was just sitting back enjoying the show. You got to have the yin. You got to have the yang. And everybody's entitled to their own opinions. That's why I like being part of this.
Well, let's move forward to score predictions because there's one person's I didn't get, and I can't wait. I'm going to let him say his own because it's always pretty good as well. Don't type it in now, Gary. I see you sitting there.
I was working last night. I totally forgot to put it in.
No, you're good.
And before we end, there's a few things I want to bring up. Positive for our Cleveland Browns team. Maybe we can end that on.
Go ahead. We can do it now.
Okay. Well, on some positive notes, everybody out there, we got Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Month. We got that. We were looking for him to break that sack record. We got that. That's good, positive news. Also, Carson Schwarzenegger. So I like to call him Schwarzenegger because he's just the T2. Carson Schwarzenegger is named Defensive Rookie of the Month. We got that going for us. That's two good things. And also, I want to give a shout out to Grant Delpit. He was named Cleveland Browns Club winner for the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award. And the national award-winning will be announced at the NFL Honors on Thursday, February 5th, before Super Bowl 60. So there's...
We got that out of the way. Yeah. I'm talking about the claps that
well, there's some positive. I mean, we've got to bring some positive light because I always try to look at some of the positive things for this team. So there's that, everybody. Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah. So score predictions today are brought to you by Lego Heads Barbershop and Saloon out there in Berea. I'll be there today getting my hair cut because I need it desperately. He actually does it nice enough so it gets rid of some of the grays, and it's great. Yeah, let us know your predictions in the chat for tomorrow's game against the Tennessee Titans. I'll go first, guys. I'm going to go 19-13 because the Titans are in fact ass. So I think it's going to be a weird game. You're going to see a lot of muffed stuff as well. Hopefully special teams doesn't bomb again, but other than that, 19-13 Browns. Angel 17-14. Sanders is going to throw a pick six. He didn't tell me if the Browns or the Titans are going to win, but he says Sanders with a pick six. Chad 3-3, and I laughed at that. And then he sent me 17-14 Browns. Sam says 28-10 Cleveland Browns beat the Tennessee Titans in the Suck Bowl.
That's what you'll have. It's the battle of the suck, man. Let's go. Suck Bowl.
Gary, what is your score prediction?
I think that the Browns defense is going to throw a shutout tomorrow. We're gonna go 24-0 Browns tomorrow.
24-0.
Shedeur Sanders is going to throw 3 touchdowns.
He's going to talk his way through this game.
He's gonna throw 3 touchdowns. He's gonna throw 3 touchdowns.
He's gonna throw that fist up like this.
Get out of here. Shedeur Sanders is gonna throw them 3 touchdowns.
3 tutties. I'm immature for saying the word tutties.
You know what? It's not unfathomable to think that our defense could put a shutout, especially against the Titans. So I mean, I would say that's a probability. But it is NFL, even for them not to kick a 3-point, but you never know, man. So it could be a shutout game, Gary.
I think we're going to see a shutout. Go ahead, buddy.
The last time that's happened was in 1987. We beat them 16-0. We played in a blizzard. And that was 1987.
Was that just the Oilers? When's the or was that just in general? Was that against the Oilers?
It was the Oilers, yeah. October 18th, 1987.
So have we since 99 had a shutout? I don't know.
I had it up yesterday.
Just curious. Because how crazy would that be if we shut them out before in 87 and we can do it this week? Would be kind of cool.
Let's see here. I believe we had, you know what? I think that was probably the only shutout there. Oh, no. 2000. 24-0.
I think
who was the team? Like?
Oh, no, sorry. They shut us out.
That sounds more fathomable.
I think one of the good things that's going to be going for us is that they actually have Warren Moon and Earl Campbell playing for them tomorrow.
Oh,
so that'll help us with the shutout.
Man, if we shut him out, that'd be great. Then Shedeur could talk all he wants.
Yeah, let's give him something to talk about. Will Ferrell. Step Brothers. Love that movie. Let's give him. You got a voice of an angel.
Jen says 7-3 Browns. Plenty of 22-year-olds speak of the media better than Sanders. Yes. There is one other score prediction, guys, that I wanted to get to. And Sean Posey actually brought it up here. What do you guys what's the predictions today for Ohio State and Indiana?
Ohio State. 28. Ohio State.
I don't even want to hear Gary's.
Ohio State 30, Indiana 14.
Ooh. I'm going to go 28-24 Ohio State. Both teams got good. Gary, go ahead. Go ahead, Gary. I see the little smirk on your face. Go ahead and talk.
I got nothing, buddy. I got nothing nice to say, so I won't say anything at all.
You should wear a red shirt today.
Except for when this guy says that, I say, "Yo, mama."
Whoa, Jen with the 38-10. Go Bucks. Man, that would be insane. But until then, guys, I'm gonna go and get my hair cut today at Lego Heads Barbershop and Saloon up in Berea. Don't come up there and see me because I'm ugly in person. Gary could vouch for that, and Sam. But
he is 10 feet tall, though.
I look as old as Gary's hat.
He's a giant. When we were first time we met Bob Golick, Bob Golick's like, man, looking at Mike, he goes, where were you at when we were needing some help, man?
Mike Pruitt said the same thing down at Tuscarawas Browns backers thing. Yeah. He was like, where were you at 30 years ago? And I was like, man, if I only told you where I was at 30 years ago, you would not be proud of me. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, guys, is there anything else you want to add before we close the show up today?
Just hoping for a good game, hoping to see some more improvement out of Sanders, even if it is the Titans. People are going to talk. Like I said, there's always going to be haters wherever you go, whatever you're doing. You just got to I embrace them. I embrace my haters. So, I'll prove you wrong. So,
yeah, I just hoping to see, Browns fans rooting for the Browns,
Yeah, for the Browns, man. You be a Browns fan, Take that other stuff.
Quit rooting against Browns quarterbacks, man.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Shedeur signs tomorrow. I hope him and the wide receivers are on the same page and they can make some good connections. That's what I want to see. You watch these other games every week in and week out, guys, and these other receivers are catching balls. It make it look effortless almost when our receivers are dropping balls and nowhere near open. It's just insane to watch other teams play ball as good as they do. With
the like I said, this being another game, them preparing Sanders for another game, maybe there is a little bit more chemistry being built that we will see on Sunday. So maybe we can get him on the same page as Jerry Jeudy. Just catch the ball, Jerry, and if you get them targets, because then everything else you got to complain about, it will be none and void like it is currently. So,
yeah,
maybe we'll see Tillman. Is Tillman out there? Tillman should be out there. Maybe we'll see some Tillman action.
Yeah, that would be great. Until then, we will be live Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. to talk about the outcome of the game. See you guys there. And also, again, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. It always helps us out. We appreciate it. Love you guys.
Check out the Let's Go Crunch podcast. Make sure watch them tonight on the YouTube channel for MLIS. And that's right. Sanders will definitely let us fly. If you guys are looking for any sort of Christmas gifts for Mike over here, make sure that you are getting him something that has lots of Shedeur sound bites in it. So we can play it over and over and over again because he loves to hear quarterbacks talk.
And don't forget, Angel's got he just started scratching the surface on a typical Browns fan podcast where he's not interrupted by anybody else, so he can get all his points across. So if you want, go over there and check him out. Our boy Angel's giving you some more Browns stuff to talk about, man. We're keeping this thing going, just things growing. Mike, you want to say a shout out for the Land Network?
Yeah, the Land Media Group is where all of our shows are going to be at as well. We got Gary doing a Let's Go Crunch show. There's
With
gonna be
Ethan
some other
Greenberg.
stuff
Shout out
happening
to Ethan.
with
Ethan's a
with-
great guy, dude. I love Ethan. The first time I met Ethan, he was on the show for my birthday, man, and just his voice. I said, dude, I can hear you all day doing Cavs games, and he does do it. Come to find out, and then on my birthday, I just wanted to hear it. I said, man, just do me a favor, give me one of those just a bit outside. He did it, man, and it was perfect, man. So hats off to Ethan. I love seeing you guys together down there doing this crunch thing, Gary.
Yes,
Right on, man.
That is a great show for sure.
His
Obviously,
his first guest will be Kenny Pickett.
yeah,
They'll be eating hoagies together on a picnic.
Hoggies.
blanket. Yeah.
Yeah, be eating
They'll be
hoggies.
eating they'll be eating hoggies together on a picnic blanket, doing a live show outside of the Cleveland Metro Park. There you go.
Speaking of them, check out the Original Steak and Hoagies. They got plenty of locations out here in Cleveland and around statewide. Actually, they're all over the place. Be sure to check them out. Go and get yourself the 2 for $20.
Middleburg Heights. See Justin, Middleborough Heights location.
Jesse. But yeah,
I'm sorry, Jesse. I was doing it last
see
time.
Jesse. But yeah, until then, guys, we will see you Tuesday. And as always, go Browns.
Browns.